guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. So, I know it's been a while. Honestly guys, I think I'm gonna have to forego the weekly uploading schedule just for the school year, and I'll probably be back consistently over winter break, or sometimes I'll surprise you guys and pop back in, but I honestly just don't have the time right now. And as we all know, school is coming up very soon. So without further ado, you guys have read the title of this video. You know what it's about. Let's get into it. So tips and habits that I have been building this summer and just hoping to carry into the new school year that maybe I can give to you, and hopefully it'll help you with your studying endeavors. It has definitely taken me a lot of trial and error to kind of just figure this stuff out. So I figured that if it helps you, then I've done my job, and I'd just be happy to help someone with maybe their productivity or time at school. So without further ado, let's get on into it. Okay, so number one, this is kind of where I started myself, because I knew that I had a lot of AP work this summer, and I was like, okay, you're gonna have to get on it at some point, especially because I started a high school sport very early in August. So this is my first thing. This is my planner. I got it from PaperSource. I would really recommend PaperSource just for like stuff that they have. Their planners are really cool, and I looked through a lot in the store kind of to find my perfect planner, and this ended up being it. So this is kind of how it's laid out. You kind of have your month, and you have like to-do stuff you want to do that month, habits, stuff like that. Just kind of planning out the month ahead of time, which I really like because it helps you kind of keep grounded for the month. And then you obviously have your calendar with all the things that you're going to need, like just the little boxes. But then once you get into the week setup, you kind of have like little checklists on the side. That's what I really like about this calendar, is that you can kind of write in what you want. It's not really focusing, but basically it is kind of just like a mini to-do list on the side, which I really like because to-do lists help me get a lot of things done. And I've kind of just started establishing the habit of that anything written down in this hopefully gets done. And I started kind of doing this by putting my AP work in there, saying a specific amount of time I had to work on my AP work, and not keeping it open-ended, making sure it is something that I can accomplish right away, not just study, not just this, like 1 hour of working on this AP and 1 hour of working on this. And also I started putting in just like kind of menial tasks, like do your laundry, fold your laundry, put your laundry away, clean your room, which also helped me start kind of establishing a routine of checking things off. And I think little stuff like that really helped me like this planner, and then be able to use it for academic stuff, because it's the small things that count sometimes. And even if I just check off doing laundry for the day, that is still checking something off, and I've clearly done something for myself, even if maybe I haven't exactly been working on my AP work that day. So I would definitely really recommend one. My school gives us one, but I just kind of wanted to get my own, and I spent my own money on it, and I'm really just trying to get my money's worth out of it. It's really been helpful to tangibly write something down and check it off, and I would really recommend for anyone that's maybe struggling a bit with accountability or productivity, or even just remembering things you have to do, because it definitely helps me when I can write something down and see it in front of me, or like cross it off or put a check mark on it. So I would definitely recommend just having a planner, period. You don't really have to do too much with it, maybe just using it for to-do lists or whatever you think would work best for you. Now, another kind of to-do list organization type thing, I'll overlay footage of it over this so that you can kind of see what it looks like, is I created a personalized screensaver from Canva, and I started using the iMac sticky features to kind of do a little to-do list and kind of structure it out in this way that I think really makes sense to my brain. It is where it's hard, easy, urgent, not urgent, and it goes obviously where your hard and urgent one is first, your urgent and easy one is second, then your hard and not urgent is third, and then I think your easy and not urgent is fourth. I think I'm getting that right. I got it from a different like productivity video that I watched. I'll link down below if you guys want to check it out as well. But I really just like having the reminder of things on my desktop. I also have a little schedule widget. It's not even just a widget. I kind of just set it up on Canva, which I think is a really cool place to make a cool desktop setup. Oh my gosh, desktop setup. And I really like having my digital space organized, especially with all my folders and downloads, as it can really build up on your computer, and I think it is really helpful just to kind of not have it there for the moment, and like just sorting stuff away into folders and stuff. Another thing I'd recommend, if maybe you don't have an Apple computer or you want to kind of get digitally organized in a different way, maybe you already have an organized desktop, is organizing your Google Drive. My Google Drive was so disorganized. I literally had stuff from my elementary school in there. And so just putting everything into folders and kind of sorting it out, especially before the school year, because it gets a lot harder to maintain during the school year when you're actually getting active assignments and just like lots of documents are entering your digital space. And so I think it is definitely very helpful to kind of just be able to like have it organized beforehand so that hopefully when you go into the school year, you can utilize the system you've created and kind of just start keeping yourself organized. So I would really recommend spending maybe like a day, not even a day, just like an afternoon if you have some free time, kind of just sitting down with whatever your device is and making sure it's all organized for the upcoming school year and that you have a system that can work for you once you start actually getting things that have to be sorted and like documents, Google Docs, stuff like that, which I think can be really helpful. So I would really recommend that because it's definitely been helpful for me just knowing I have that system set up ahead of time so that if I'm getting AP docs and later in the school year when I get like other online documents, I have a place to put them all, and I just feel a little bit more at ease knowing that once I get stuff coming my way, I have a little system that I can put it through, places that I can put it, and I just think it is quite helpful. Okay, so this one is like my top habit. The others have kind of just been like organization type, but this is actually like how I study, what I do. So basically, as you can see, I'll probably put it in the little like left-hand corner. I work mostly on like, not even just work, but I'll set up this thing. So this is called, it's called Pomodoro. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but it's like a focus app and it gives you a specific amount of time. I set mine to 20 minutes, 25 minutes working, 5 minutes break, and if you do 2 of those, that counts as an hour, so sometimes I'll work for like an hour on stuff. And so I always put this in the background if I'm not directly using my computer or kind of just have it going. If you have headphones on or your volume up, it'll kind of just like do a little timer. It kind of just sounds like a little bell once you finish your time period or like your break. And it really helps me keep on track and visualize the fact that I'm not just endlessly studying. There is an endpoint to what I'm doing and I can see it because it is counting down towards my endpoint. So it helps me work and keep motivated, especially because sometimes I have trouble with just getting off task, not seeing an endpoint in sight. So I always set this. And then at the same time, this is a strategy I've come up with myself. I'm a compulsive multitasker. So anything I do, I'll always want to have some other distraction or stimulation. And I used to like watch YouTube videos or listen to music while I worked, which was never really the best thing for my productivity or just like absorbing the information in general. So I've kind of started still listening a bit to music. You guys obviously know what that is. The Lo-Fi Girl is like my favorite right now. And I also have these headphones, which I got on Amazon for pretty cheap. They're like the iJoy. You can't even really see it because my camera's bad at focusing, headphones. And I kind of just had these laying around my house and I always like to utilize anything I've spent money on or like just anything I have in general and see if I can find a new life for them. So with these, I didn't really use them that much, and now I've decided to kind of use them as studying headphones. They're pretty good. They're not totally noise canceling, but if you're listening to something, you can't really hear what's going on around you, which is a big help for me, especially in a house of a lot of noisy people. And so I kind of just put this on. Yeah, it kind of even sounds weird to hear myself talking. And I'll play my Lo-Fi Girl, set the timer on, and then I can hear it in my ear just in case I'm not exactly on the screen with the timer once my time is up. And I can also kind of have some simulation going on in the background that's maybe a little less distracting than ordinary music because it's not actually any lyrics or like super crazy like backtracks or anything. And so I think this is really helpful. And so putting all of this together, what I'll usually do is once I start studying, I'll write something down in my planner, what I want to do. Usually I'll just do like a specific amount of time for working on my goals for APUSH or AP Lang because I have summer work. And so I'll kind of write it down like I'm going to spend a specific amount of time, like an hour working on it. And so I put these on, I set my timer up, and I start working. I maybe play this in the background. If I'm, for example, reading a book, I want to use my computer so I can leave my setup with my timer and my like Lo-Fi Girl thing right open. But if I'm doing something on my computer, then I can just scroll away, but also keep my music and timer playing in the background so that when I finish, I can kind of hear the little ringer and I can still be kind of stimulated while still working on stuff. So that has been like my best study tip. I'm kind of trying to Pavlov dog myself into recognizing that when I have these headphones on and I'm listening to that music, it is study time. And I understand not everyone could have headphones designated for something in particular, but I just kind of felt that it would be cool to have something to associate with, maybe just the feeling of the headphones on your ears or the specific type of music you're listening to with being productive. And I feel like it's hopefully gonna help me really long term during the school year, which I'm very, 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 very excited about. My last thing, which is kind of just a me thing, you obviously don't have to buy a new backpack for every school year. That is ridiculous and materialistic, but I had the same backpack since 7th grade, and it was like just, you know, a random backpack from Target that you get in middle school. Very just like not the best quality, and eventually a hole ripped in it last year after using it for like 4 years. And so I invested in a nice new backpack. This one is really great. It's the North Face Borealis, I think. And I found that like being able to pack stuff into a backpack like that, especially a really quality one. For example, I have to carry around this like 10-pound textbook and then my computer and my devices on top of that. And I found that having a really nice quality backpack can be really helpful for transporting it. And I definitely think that I'll come to appreciate this backpack a lot more during the school year. I love it already, but I can already just tell it will be such a lifesaver in terms of like even just preserving like my back. As an athlete, you don't really want to just be like lugging 100 pounds around all day. And I've noticed that having a really nice backpack like that just kind of gets me not even just excited, but like it makes me feel like I'm very prepared, and that if I have to lug around my 10-pound textbook during school, that I can. Okay, that's all for my studying tips and tricks. Some of them were just kind of a bit like, oh, this works for me, but I hope you found something that could maybe work for you. You'll never actually know until you test it out for yourself, obviously. But thank you so much for listening to this video. I really hope you guys all have a great school year, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.